Okay, so on this image, I'm looking at it, and what I want to do with this one is I just want to remove this sign in the background. I'll show you how to do that up here in the top right corner. I'm also going to remove a couple of little other distractions and enhance the red colour of the McDonald's. Now, this image has got some colour treatment to it, which was intentional by the original photographer. But I'm just going to override that a bit to just make sure that the McDonald's red pops a bit more. So I'm on the pen tool now, and all I'm doing is, and that's P is the shortcut for that, by the way. All I'm doing here is I'm just selecting the edge of the roof here that kind of intersects with or meets the area that I want to get rid of. Now you can use the whatever selection tool you like for this. You can use the polygonal lasso tool or whatever. All I want to do is just select a little bit outside of, and then including that rooftop. Just make sure that the lines are, you know, fairly accurate. And what we're going to do now is press Control or Command Return or Enter to, depending on if you're a PC or a Mac, to turn it into a live selection. Then in this instance, I'm going to create a folder by clicking the folder button down here in the layers bar, and then straight away click the layer mask. And on that layer mask, I'm going to press Control or Command I to invert it. Now, what that's done is it's created a layer mask as like a safety net. So if I press Control or Command and the Alt key and click on the layer mask, it gives me a black and white preview of that mask. So remember, white is an area that is revealed and black is concealed. So what we've done there was we've created a safe area of that bit of roof that we can now put any layers we want in here, whether it's an adjustment layer or not, and we can work safely here knowing that it's not going to spill into the area of roof. It's just a nicer way to work than just to do all the adjustments and then try and manually erase them afterwards or something like that. It's just a lot more efficient. So because the background's quite plain, I've got my brush tool selected, and I'm just pressing Alt, clicking on the background. And for this example, I'm just very simply going to brush the colour on. Now, I know it's not perfect and the background's got some grain, but this is just to show you an example. Now, watch what happens when I get to the bottom. See, now we've created that safe zone, as it were, where we're not going to paint over that bit of roof. If I go too far to the side, it will, because remember, we only took the path that long, but you can take it as far as you want. Now, I like to work like this because if I want to put other adjustments in here or to do anything else with the sky, it's not going to affect this. Now, we've got a bit of a hard edge down there, which is absolutely fine because we can just go to our layer mask. Again, another benefit of doing this. Double click, and I'm just going to increase the feather, by a little bit, just to soften that edge slightly. Okay. And there we go. Now, when I zoom out, you can see that it's not a perfect match by any means to the background. So I'm just going to go back to the brush tool, lower opacity, and I'm just going to select and paint again. Like I said, in reality, if I was doing this for a proper job, as it were, I would definitely, I'm just going to erase a little bit there. I'll definitely spend more time on that, but that's the premise anyway. Down here, let's switch to a different tool. Just going to make a duplicate of my background layer, which I normally do at the start of each job. So Control or Command J in the background to create a duplicate. And let's just remove a couple of these things here. So I'm going to use the patch tool for these because they're quite small. So the patch tool is here. It's in the same drop down as the healing brush. And you've got to do this on a solid color background. On a solid pixel background, so you can't do it on a blank layer. So just go around it with a selection, move it to the side, and it'll try and match that area to the area that you've chosen. Now, if I go around this number, trying to be careful not to touch the line, because that'll probably mess things up a bit. Now we can go around this. Because if you touch that line with your selection, it would create like a bleeding effect where it would smudge the colour. So now with this selected, we can just drag down and go into here. Press Command or Control D to deselect, and that's removed those two. So even though this has got colour treatment, I want to just increase the red. So one way we can do that is to select Hue Saturation Adjustment Layer, make sure it's outside of that folder earlier. And now we can check the range option here. and we can choose red, which means it's only going to target primarily the red tones in the image, which could be in other colours as well, because the colours, the overall shot's a bit warm. So it might change some of the other colours too, but that'll probably be fine. So let's just increase the saturation. Let's do it a lot first, just so you can see what's happening, and then we'll back it off. So it is primarily affecting the McDonald's sign. It is affecting some of the other colours as well that have a little bit of warmth in them. That's okay. So we'll take this back. Maybe we can just change the hue, play around with the hue. No, there's a mistake, so I'm going to put it back to 0. Something like that. Just gives that red a really nice pop. And that is just a quick example of some quick and easy adjustments to this kind of image.